sure thing that if you're one of his lambs in this world and you're doing what you are supposed to do as one of his, then you're gonna fail in business. You really are. You really are, because you won't have this tenacious business mentality that says, give me the buck, give me the buck, give me the buck, give me the buck. And you'll be giving sometimes more than you're receiving. And so in that regard, you may fail, but you'll be having made friends in the process of your failures. And this is where it's talking about that.
See, he sat down and stole 50% of his master's.
I know,
Right there.
I know. And the master,
20% of
the master commended him because of his wisdom, even though he stole from him. Go figure.
Dad, what did you read?
I read
That don't
Luke
really-
chapter 16.
That don't really gel, you know,
It doesn't.
with Yahshua's
Why do
teaching.
you think he stole it?
Well, because
I thought
if
that
if you're my steward and you're taking care of all my monies and my accounts and receipts, and you know that I have people that owe me money for things that they have gotten from me and they haven't paid their bill yet. I've got a black book about this thick, people that owe me money because of what I've done for them. And then
Right near the
you
sea.
take and you sit down and you say to a number of those people, I know you owe this man, I know you owe, 100 so and so and I want. Tell you what, you write 80, you write 50. And what you've done is you've gained a friend out of those people, but at the same time, you've stolen from your boss.
master, yeah.
Not necessarily.
I don't look
No.
at it like
You
that.
haven't stolen it for yourself
You-
in that
okay.
degree.
If they're not paying him, his master's got 0. If they make a deal with him, he's got 50% or 80%.
Better
They
than
do
nothing.
that today with bills and that you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
pay. They'll have somebody come in
Yeah.
between and make a
That's
deal,
right.
and you're better off to get some
And
money
in
than
fact,
no
they're so
money.
successful.
So
doing
that
it.
was
That's
smart.
true.
Well,
Yeah, well,
That
that's
was
like an
smart.
unwarranted discount, right?
but the master.
Yeah, but he's getting money, whereas before he would not have gotten any.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
he's getting it for
But
his
did the
boss.
master
Yeah.
know what the
Not
steward was doing?
himself.
Yeah, I don't see where he's
After
stealing it
after he does it,
because
maybe
he
he
didn't
still
get the
didn't
money.
No, he
He's a
didn't get
steward.
money, but he got a benefit from doing what he did.
And so did the
Just-
master.
Yeah, he got it from the
If he
master.
paid it, see, he might still not have been able to pay it.
Well, I think what he was doing was making a deal with, because one was 50%, one was 80%.
Right.
And I think it was kind of like, what can you pay? He assessed that. And then it was still good for him. Yes, he made a friend, but he also
Kept the
for the
business flowing.
kept the business flowing, and then the master, they're saying, oh, that I'll do business with him again. He's a good master because he hired this guy and he's good at business. He worked out a problem. He worked out a solution.
Yeah, but what you didn't see here was that tenacious hold on the silver and the gold, is that you're gonna pay, I'm gonna put you in prison.
Well, and that's what bill collectors do. They either used to, a bill collector wanted 100%. If you couldn't get it, they threw you in jail. Well, you couldn't pay it.
Better
So the master got nothing.
Not nothing.
So if you negotiate, like a bill collector today does,
Mhm.
negotiate and see what you can pay, then
Then the
you
rest is
made
a
a
write-off.
good deal
I was
and
gonna say-
everybody wins.
I was
My
gonna say
thought
that works
on
good
this
on a
is,
used
did
car
the
lot.
master
You know,
know
the boss is
It
on
works
the
good
line.
on both of them. So I
Yeah.
don't see him as stealing from him. I see
No.
him as a good businessman.
Well, there's two schools of thought, because the one that's tenaciously holding on to every penny he got. I don't care if it was his first, he probably still has his first penny from 100
You're
years
talking about the
ago.
master.
Yeah,
Okay,
if
yeah,
he's that
but
kind of a
but
guy,
he learned a lesson.
I don't know.
He got 50 cents on the dollar
But
rather than nothing.
Sheila, did he know what the guy done?
He
Yeah,
trusted
that does
him.
make a difference.
He represented him.
This guy did
trusted
this
him,
because he was gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, I know
he's
stepped in,
doing-
I mean,
He
now
doesn't
I'm gonna
trust
make it
him.
right.
The
He's
steward
still
was gonna
trusting
be,
him, but he
yeah.
said
Why
he
was he
wanted
gonna be in
to
trouble? I
count
missed
it.
Because he was a bad steward.
He said, I wanted to count.
No,
But
no.
then he became a
He
good
didn't say he was a bad steward. There was a report that he was a bad steward. Whether it was true or not is unfounded. But he said, you come here and tell me what you've been doing, because you might not be steward anymore if I find out what I've heard is true,
Evidently.
whether it was true or not.
But the master approved. At the end, he approved because he said he did
But
good.
did he know how much he was owed?
He commended him.
The steward is the one that kept track of all this stuff.
Apparently, he knew because he said he did good by making these deals.
Maybe, I don't know.
He knew he made deals.
If the master was as savvy a businessman as he should have been, he was keeping track of what the steward was taking in
Right.
and what he was lending out and what he was
Well,
writing bills of
A
credit.
lot of people though aren't that savvy. There's a lot of these musicians and movie stars are broke because they didn't keep track of it. They
Right.
left it to
That's-
somebody else.
Because they're great musicians or artists, but they're poor business people.
But this is more akin to a loan shark. The loan shark is the businessman, he's loaning out money for things. The steward is the guy that goes out and breaks your knees.
No, that's the guy, that's not the steward. The guy that breaks your knees is the one the steward hires.
Okay, he's in there
It's
somewhere.
kind of like money laundering. You know, I got $100,000, you give me 50,000, you know, because they're trying to hide it.
Yeah, I don't think that way. I don't get how that works. And I don't want to know.
That's all good discussion, but I don't see how it come out chapter 11 here, anyhow.
Because of the steward.
We're talking
All
about
right,
the
Don, will
steward.
you read chapter 12? Okay. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. And those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way. And the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Wherever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the mighty one who gave it. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher, all is vanity, and moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. The words of the wise are as goads, and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, and are given from one shepherd. And further by these, my son, be admonished, of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Elohim and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For Elohim shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Bless the word.
The conclusion of the whole matter. Everything that we've read throughout all these chapters, all of it is right there in that one verse.
Keep his commandments, fear Elohim.
And the word fear doesn't mean terror, be in terror because of him, but be reverent.
Respectful.
Um,
Have
Knowing-
knowledge of him.
Realize his power is much, much greater than yours, and for good reason do you revere him.
It says
Realize
it's a
that
whole
his
duty of
power is
man.
unsearchable.
Yeah.
In verse 7, That's a pretty interesting verse for all those ones that want to talk about the immortal souls and stuff.
Yeah,
It says there that the dust returns to the earth and the spirit shall return unto the mighty one who gave.
Your breath, actually. They think that means that they use that scripture to say that, you know, you go to heaven.
Yeah, the spirit, they say, that's your spirit, you've been on to heaven.
yeah, but the word for spirit is nefesh, which is breath, or it could be spirit, or it could be, you know.
Well, we know that, but people's not being taught that. People listen to the preacher and don't search it for themselves.
Makes you not want to be a preacher.
That's their downfall.
Be not many masters, because the ones that are masters are the ones that are gonna get judged more severely.
It's true.
Twice that Yeshua told
Absolutely
the people to search the scriptures. They don't do it.
All right, let's turn to 1 Peter. Chapter 1,
What page?
page 1226,
First Peter, what, chapter?
chapter 1. All right, Paul, will you read chapter 1?
Peter, or Kepha, an apostle of Yahshua the Messiah, to the strangers that are scattered throughout Pontus and Galatia and Cappadocia and Asia and Bithynia, who are elect according to the foreknowledge of Yahweh the Father, through sanctification of the Spirit, toward obedience and spattering of the blood of Yahshua the Messiah. Grace to you and shalom be multiplied. Blessed is the Elohim and Father of our Master Yahshua the Messiah, who according to his abundant mercy has begotten us again, caused us to be born again into a lively hope by means of the resurrection of Yahshua the Messiah from the dead. Born into an inheritance that is incorruptible and undefiled and that does not fade away, that is reserved in the heavenly realm for you who are kept by the power of Yahweh through faith towards salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time, in which you greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, you are in heaviness through manifold or many different temptations, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perishes, though it is tested and tried with fire, might be found to be toward praise and honor and dignity at the appearing of Yahshua the Messiah, whom having not seen, you love, in whom, though now you do not see him, still yet believing, you rejoice with joy that is unspeakable and full of praise, receiving the end of your faith, the salvation of your souls, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied about the grace that was going to come to you, searching for what manner of time the Spirit of the Messiah which was in them did signify, when it testified before it happened about the sufferings of the Messiah and the honor that should follow, unto whom the prophets, unto whom it was revealed that not unto themselves but to us did they minister the things which are now reported to you by those that have preached the good news to you with the Kodesh Spirit that's been sent down from the heavenly realm, which things the angels from the heavenly realm desire to look into. So gird up the loins of your mind and be sober and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought to you at the revelation of Yahshua the Messiah. Like obedient children, not fashioning yourselves according to the former lusts or desires in your ignorance, but like he who has called you is holy, so you be holy in all manner of conduct, because it is written, be holy, because I am holy. And if you call on the Father, who without respect of persons, without respect for how a person appears to be, judges according to every man's work, then pass the time of your sojourning here in fear, for as much as you know that you were not redeemed with corruptible things like silver and gold from your